Hi, this is Jim Mann with Homestyle Southern Cooking. Thanks for having me back in. I've got a real treat for you today. At least it's going to be a real treat for me too. As all of y'all know, if you've watched my videos, that there are certain things that I really love, but pumpkin is number one. And to me, pumpkin is not just for the holidays. Pumpkin is year-round. So we're going to make a pumpkin muffin today with a cream cheese filling. It's outstanding, and I think that you'll really enjoy it. It's very simple. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start off first, and I'm going to make the filling first. I've got 1 stick of Philadelphia cream cheese that's softened. You see how soft that is? I can push my fork right into it. Okay. I might even break that up some in here. Okay. I've got 1/3 cup of sugar. I'm going to put that 1/3 cup of sugar there, and then I've got my hand mixer right here. And I'm going to very lightly start blending this together. I'm going to try to get this as creamy as I can without as many lumps as possible, okay? All right, I'm going to turn this off, and to this I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. That's my vanilla. And also, I'm going to add 1 egg. Now, the room, I usually try to have my eggs at room temperature when I'm baking. So this is at room temperature. And I always like to mix them up a little bit also, so we'll put that in here also. And now I'm going to go back and cut this on and mix this up really well. All right, let me scrape this down. And that's about where you want it. You don't want it a real thin consistency. So that's just perfect. I'm gonna leave it just like that. I'm gonna take these off. I'm gonna put my hand mixer away. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this to the side, get all my other ingredients right here, and I'll be right back to you. Okay, that was quick. I just wanted to get all my ingredients together. I'm going to use my kitchen aid for this part of it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with, I've got 1 stick of butter. The butter is softened butter. I just feel like it works better if it's softened. I'm going to put that in there. I've also got vanilla. I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay. And then I've got 1 cup of sugar. And anytime I have sugar and butter, I like to sort of cream them together first if possible. So I'm going to cream these two together. If I can get my attachment on here. Okay, I'm going to turn this off now. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 eggs. There's 1. And that was already scrambled, but well, I didn't have to scramble that myself. 2. And then I'm going to blend these up some. Okay, now I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to add, I've got 3/4 cups of pumpkin puree. Now this is pumpkin puree, it's not canned pumpkin, this is actually pumpkin puree. We'll put that in there. I have got 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. Now, if you want to make your own with cinnamon and ginger, you can, okay? I've got 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I've got 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And I've got 1 teaspoon of baking powder. We'll put those in there and let these all mix up together. Okay, and I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to scrape down my sides here. I love the smell of pumpkin, as you know, and the cinnamon and the vanilla and everything. Okay, I have got 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Put my 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour in there. Save this so I can scrape down again. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape this down. I want to make sure, like I always tell you, to scrape from the bottom, make sure there's no flour on the bottom. And this is, I don't know whether you can tell the consistency here, it's a thick consistency, and that's what you really want, okay? So I'm going to let it go for about another 30 seconds, and then we'll be through with our batter. I'm going to scrape most of it off my paddle blade here. Take my paddle blade off. Okay, and now I'm going to scrape this down. Like I said, this smells absolutely divine. And I'll take my stand and push that to the back. Now, I've got my muffin tin right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray my muffin tin really generously. I'm going to make sure I get each one of them sprayed. Now this is something you don't have to do, but a lot of times when I spray this, when I take it out of the oven, on the top of it, it's all sort of brownish where the oil has sort of baked on top of this. You don't have to do this. It's just, you can do it if you want to. All right, now I'm going to start filling this. And the quickest way I know to tell you how to fill this is I've got a big scoop, like an ice cream scoop. And I'm going to take 1 scoop of my black batter and put it in each one of these. Let's see if I can get one more out of here. I'm going to scrape this down. Okay. Let me set this out of the way. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a regular spoon and we'll pat each one of these down flat in my muffin pan. And you'll see why I'm doing this in just a second. Okay, now that we've done that, I want to take a spoon and I want to start, as you want to watch me, I want to start making a little center in each one of these muffins. Like this. I'm just going to push the batter back. Like that. That's the first one. I'm just making a little well in the center of each one of these. So let me make all these little wells, and let me do one more with you. See, there's another one with a little well. Push this back. That's why you want this batter to be sort of a thick consistency, so you'll be able to do this. Okay. So let me get all these pushed back, make all these little wells, and I'll be right back to you. Okay, I'm working on the last one here. As you see, I'm just pushing the batter, making a little hole in there. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to actually go get my cream cheese filling that I have. And I've got a smaller scoop, so I'm going to take a smaller scoop. And I'm going to actually put that right in the middle. Sort of press it down a little bit. I like to make sure that I press it down into it a little ways so I make sure that it gets down in there. All right, my oven's been set on 350, and these are going to go in there for about 15 to 20 minutes. I'll let you know exactly how long. I need to look at the recipe again. It's been so long since I made these. Let's scrape this down and get enough of the very last one here. Okay, there are my pumpkin muffins with the cream cheese filling. I'm going to put these in the oven, but before I do that, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to do this. I've got pepito seeds, or pumpkin seeds we have in Mexico here. I'm going to put a couple of those little seeds right in the middle of each one of these cream cheese. Now, like I said, this, you don't have to do this. You can have, just leave them completely plain. Or you can just use regular pumpkin seeds, either one. Then I'll go back and get another spoon. And just want to press those down a little bit so they're into the batter. Onto the cream cheese, I should say. Okay, these are ready to go in the oven. As soon as they come out of the oven, I'll be back with you. Pumpkin muffins with a cream cheese filling have been in the oven for 18 minutes and they're ready to come out. Wow. Look at those. Aren't those beautiful? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them sit here on this rack and let them cool for about 15 minutes before I try to take them out. Then we'll come out and we'll try one of them. Okay, nice to be back with you. Our pumpkin muffins with cream cheese filling have cooled down and I'm dying to try one. So I'm just going to take one of these off the platter, push the platter aside, and we'll cut this in half so you can see what it looks like inside. Look at there. You see the cream cheese in the middle there? These are really pretty with the cream cheese inside and the pumpkin. Oh, I have to try it. The pumpkin is soft and delicious. The cream cheese is creamy and rich. Wow, the combination of the two are fantastic. And I'm not just saying that, they really are good. You need to try these. They're very simple to make, and I'm sure that anyone you serve these to your family are going to love it. Thank you so much for following me on Facebook and subscribing to me on YouTube. I love bringing you these things, and I know that I'm a pumpkin freak, and I bring you a lot of pumpkin things, but man, these are really, really good. Until next time, this is Jim in Mexico saying, take care of yourself. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for letting me come into your home. You invite me in, and I feel so welcome. Until next time, you take care of yourself, and I send you a great big hug. God bless. This is a great time to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you'll never miss another recipe.